What is statistics? Statistics involves collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data. It is a scientific process with guidelines to ensure the quality of results. While you may never conduct a formal statistical study, you can still be involved in the statistical process. Let's look at an example. The statistical process often begins with a question. For example, let's say you're curious about the length of the average dog's tail. One way to answer this question would be to measure the tail length of every single dog in existence and then find the average. Obviously, this is impossible. The best you can do is choose some dogs and try to find their average tail length. The group of all subjects being studied, or all dogs, is called the population. The group of subjects selected from the population, or just some of the dogs, is called a sample. A key idea in statistics is that a sample is always missing some information from the population. So, how do we know whether or not our sample can help us answer our question about the population? A good sample is one that represents the entire population. For example, a group of golden retrievers is not a representative sample. The average length of tails for golden retrievers is likely to be much longer than the average length for all dogs, because this group doesn't include any dogs with shorter tails. There are many different ways to choose a sample, some better than others. If you choose systematically, you might choose every 10th dog that comes into a dog park, or you might choose one dog from each breed that you can think of. A convenience sample might be chosen by polling all of the people you know and asking them how long their dog's tails are. A truly random sample is your best chance of getting a representative sample. Here are a few other words you need to know. Variables are characteristics or attributes of the thing being studied. For example, the length of a dog's tail, its eye color, or even perhaps its breed. Data are the values of the variables. So the length of a dog's tail is not the data, but specific measurements like 4 inches long, 12 inches long, 1 inch long. Those are the data values. Here's a technicality when talking about data. Data from a population is often referred to as a parameter. Data from a sample is usually referred to as a statistic. To help you remember this, look at the first letters. P for population parameter, S for sample statistic. Now that you know some keywords, let's finish describing how you might use statistics to answer the dogtail question. First, you collect measurements from a random sample of dogs. You organize these statistics using a variety of charts. Next, you do some calculations to analyze the data. You find the mean and median measurements. These are both ways to find an average. Finally, you interpret the results. Is your sample average a good prediction for the population? Are there any errors in the methods you used? Or are you confident that you know the true average dog tail length? The answer is a tale for another day.